Hey everyone, this is Aditya from LightHaven. Today we are going to be finishing the Dirty Dozen series. We are going to be going over Dirty Dozen number 9 to 12. If you aren't familiar with the Dirty Dozen, then I would recommend going over the previous videos, which is Dirty Dozen 1 to 4 and then 5 to 8. I'm going to leave links to those down below in the description and then somewhere up here as well. Let's just first quickly go over what is the Dirty Dozen. Now the Dirty Dozen is a series of 12 exercises which aren't necessarily going to teach you how to fight, but they're going to help you build the attributes and the coordination that is going to eventually translate into double weapon work, which then will eventually help you to fight. So it's more like a basic series which works on body mechanics, coordination and strength. We're going to start with Dirty Dozen number 9. Now this is also following our Abecedario. So our number 9 in the Abecedario is this high forehand thrust. That's what it's going to be in the Dirty Dozen as well. I'm going to start with both my sticks sort of like this, ready for this forehand thrust. I'm going to thrust as I sidestep to whichever side it is that I am thrusting. So if I'm thrusting with my right hand, I'm sidestepping to the right side. The thrust is a forehand thrust that's going to go from high to low. To make life easier, if you want to use the clock, I like to be thrusting from about 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, or you can be somewhere between 1 and 2 o'clock, that's also okay. So I'm going to start like this, I'm going to thrust down, and now as I switch to the other side, sidestep to the other side and I thrust, this hand is going to come up, straight up my chest. So I'm going to thrust, this hand comes up, and now I'm ready to thrust with this side. Thrust, sidestep and thrust, sidestep and thrust, sidestep and thrust. From a little bit from the side, sidestep and thrust, bring the stick straight up your chest as I thrust with the other stick. Step and thrust, step and thrust, step and thrust. The idea is my side step is making my hip turn, which is giving more power to the thrust. Now Dirty Dozen number 10, to be very honest, I find to be amongst the silliest of the set, because essentially what it's doing is it's just a nice shoulder stretch while still making you worry about and maintain your edge alignment. So all that it is we start from this open load, and I'm just going to have these big shoulder rotations. But as I'm coming down, there are two vertical slashes. I'm coming down, I'm going up, down and behind. Now there's one more aspect to this, which is the coordination aspect between this sink and the cut. Now any weapon that I have is essentially an extension of weight beyond my hands, right? So when I'm swinging a weapon, let's say this iron pole, when I'm swinging this weapon, the weapon wants to pull away from me and it wants to pull my body forward. In order to control the weapon, I need something to counterbalance that, and that's what this sink is for. So that when I'm swinging, as I sink, instead of the weapon pulling away from me, I'm able to control it. And so I can even do this on one leg. If I don't sink and I just swing, you will see I'm being pulled that way. But if I sink, I'm on one leg, if I sink as I swing, I'm able to control the weight of the weapon and it's no longer pulling me away. That's the concept of Dirty Dozen number 10. As I'm slashing down, I'm also sinking. So it's teaching me this coordination of as I'm striking, I have that sink that helps me to control the weapon, especially weapons that have more weight towards the top, like a lot of the Filipino blades. So I'm going to start from this open loading position, swing down with the sink, come up. And I'm going to, as much as I can, try and keep my weapons parallel to each other, down and up. Now I don't have the most flexible shoulders, so I can't really go that far back, but if you can, that's better. From the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to keep my legs, my feet also, parallel to each other and not splayed open or splayed closed, parallel to each other about shoulder width. Dirty Dozen number 11 is one that we use almost every day over here to warm up, and it also has 3 parts or 3 variations. The first is low, the second is medium, the third is high. And essentially what it is teaching us how to Vitic. It's making our body, our wrists, our forearms, our elbows, our shoulders ready for this whipping motion or this fan motion. Now I know that in a lot of other Filipino martial arts, this is called an abanico and this is called a Vitic, but in Pekiti we tend to use Vitic and abanico quite interchangeably. So I'm going to be using the word Vitic. So we're going to start with our wrists crossed below my hips or in front of my hips, and as my knee comes forward and I lean back a little bit, my sticks are going to open, and right now they're facing behind me. as they open, they are also going to face behind me. Then I close, open, close, open, close, open. There is another way to do this, which is that we do it in T footwork, and the sticks are facing down the whole time. So, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. You can do either way, either variation of this. The more traditional version is with the knee. So, this is number 1, right. Number 2 is the same motion, but now my wrists and my hands are in front of my chest. The knee motion is still going to be the same. Knee comes out, we take. The point of the knee is to help coordinate my hips with my arms. So, as I take the knee out, I am leaning back a little bit, out and back, out and back. So, knee back, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, one important detail about this is if I try and just use muscular force to get the stick to face down or behind me or in front of me, it's going to be pretty hard. Especially for me, I don't have the most flexible wrists, I can't go more than this. I need to whip the stick so that the momentum of the whip is what makes the stick continue its motion, and I am not opening my hands anywhere. This is now what I am doing. In Pekiti, we never, well, very rarely open our hands, whether we are twirling, whether we are whitticking, whatever it is, we very rarely open our hand, we use our wrists instead. So, make sure that you whip the strikes properly. The third is, it is going to be above my head, the sticks are facing in front of me or diagonally down in front of me. Again, the knee opens, my sticks are going to open and face forward. So, I start like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One small little detail you can also add to this, whether it is low, medium, high, is every time you cross, the other wrist comes in front or the other wrist comes on top. So, right now my left hand is on top, now right, then left, then right, then left. So, you keep alternating that. That is an extra layer of coordination. Lastly, let us look at dirty dozen number 12. Now, number 12 is all about stick jabs. Whichever side I am sidestepping, that is the side I am going to be jabbing, and we are going to add a little bit of stick and stick coordination. So, I do not also want to be banging into my own sticks, right, not if I can help it. So, instead I am going to be working around them like this to again try and work that coordination of my sticks. So, imagine you are making a triangle, one stick is a little bit above the triangle, this way or this way, they are not equal. And now that the tips are just going to twirl around each other. This is going to be the in between motion of the jab. So, I am going to jab, bring it back, they are going to go rotate around each other. The jab also is not an angle too, it is not diagonal, it is straight and back, it is a straight motion. So, 1, 2, 3 and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the side, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I jab with one hand, the other hand is tight to my body, and then I come, they rotate around each other, the other hand goes out, the other hand is tight to my body. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. Please do subscribe to the channel. If you have anything to add to the conversation or any questions, leave that in the comments down below. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. A huge thank you to all of our patrons. Thank you so much for your support. If you would like to know more about our Patreon page and the exclusive content that we offer there, check out the link in the description down below. Lastly, thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video.